Hello and welcome to Ride It and Review It. Across the country, we have the one, the only, who's going to be with me this week and every week. We have Robert, or Rob.
Hey, 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 we've also got Dan.
Hey, hey. How you been? Been all right? You been good?
Yeah, been all right, yeah. It's a bit of a wet weekend, but, you know, we can't complain. The parks are open, so what more could we ask for?
Well, this is it, mate. This is it. Anyway, with this episode, we're going to be pretty much taking a ride from our brains, and then we are going to literally review it just for you guys, whether you should ride it, whether you should avoid it, or just, you know, just stare at it, to be fair. So what ride, Rob, have we decided to review this week?
I think this week it's Galactica.
Galactica, the flying coaster, should I say. Yeah. What, can you tell me anything about Galactica?
It's another B&M wonder. It's nice and smooth. It'll always be known to me as Air, because that's just what it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, like you said, it opened in 2002. It did as Air. Oh, back in the day, sponsored by Hero, if I remember rightly. Anyway,
Heroes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like you said, it was manufactured by B&M and designed by the one, the only John Wardley. What a legend! What a guy!
What a dude!
I know. So, is the ride any good? Right, let's literally walk through Forbidden Valley, and then you've obviously got the plaza of Galactica itself. Incredible, is it not?
It's nice. It is a nice area. However, I want to start with the concept art for the ride. I think looks a lot better than what it actually looks now.
Are you referring to the advert?
I'm referring to the concept art where it's got all like the rock work and the waterfalls and
all
that
yes,
was supposed to be in it, but they ran out of budget. So,
well, I know when I watched the advert, when I first watched it, I was like, wow, this is awesome, mate. Yeah. It looks like a single train. What catapults you? Do you remember it? It kind of catapults you, and then it goes through a tunnel, and then it looks like it launches you, and it's like, no, it's nothing like that at all.
No.
But
it's
overall,
a lot tamer than what it perceived.
Well, believe it or not, it goes 47 miles per hour.
47?
I'm not lying to you. 47. It goes quicker than, I think it's Nemesis Inferno at Thorpe Park.
What?
Not too sure.
It definitely doesn't feel as fast as Nemesis Inferno.
It does not feel fast at all. But yeah, when you go to the plaza, it's got a really impressive plaza. Like I said, you've got the big Galactica sign in the center of it all, and then
I think the Galactica sign looks a lot better than what the Air sign did originally. Like, I think they've got that spot on.
I can't remember what the Air sign looked like.
It was very basic, very bland. There wasn't much of a light package with it. Whereas the Galactica one, it's got presence when you approach it. I think it's the contrasting colours that does it.
Right. Well, I know that when you're to the day, I'm trying to think what it looks like. But yeah, I think I know what you mean. But with the queue line itself, let's be honest, it's just a walk in a path.
It's pretty awful.
Yeah, it's not great at all.
No.
But what gets me the most? Have you ever walked the big queue? You know when they opened the extension queue line?
It was when it first sort of opened. Yeah, I've not walked it for a long time, but it's very angled.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. The terrain in it is absolutely awful.
It's pretty steep.
Especially, I think it's the bit where you come back on yourself. And like you're heading towards like to the station, and then you kind of dip down.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculously steep. Yeah, you need the right trainers, to be fair.
Absolutely.
With that ride.
Absolutely.
You do get some, like you say, you get some incredible off shots as well if you go down there, because obviously that doesn't open very often, so you can get some really good shots. Obviously, where the ride actually comes to an end when it sweeps right near the car park and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But like you said, the only downfall, like you said, they did have the rocks and stuff in the artwork, but it just didn't match from the artwork to the actual what it is now, the design. It's not that great, to be fair.
You can tell they ran out of budget for that. Yeah.
Well, £12 million. It's a lot of money, to be fair.
It is. Well, I think I read that they spent like $4.5 million on advertising. So maybe they should have cut down on that a bit and put some more of that into the theming.
Did they spend 4.5? Wow.
Well, that's what Wikipedia told me. So if I'm wrong,
Well, Wikipedia. You know, it's a trustworthy website. It's all
absolutely.
Good. So you've done the queue line, and now you're heading towards because we have to talk about it. When it had VR back in the days in 2016.
Painful.
I know.
Painful.
I know. As you go in there, do you remember that? I think it was like was it a room, and then you could have your photo, because obviously you couldn't have your photo taken.
Like portholes in it, I think, and like you was an astro. I don't know what it was. I think it only worked like once, I think, and it was pretty awful.
I just remember my head being like really down here, and the helmet was like right up here, and I was like, yeah, this is clearly, you need to like adjust some kind of scales going on here, mate. It looks weird. But yeah, it's pants, let's be honest.
I'm
Well,
glad they got rid of it in the end.
Oh yeah, I was about to come to actually the whole VR experience. Yeah. So you wasn't a fan of it?
No, I mean I suffer with motion sickness on like simulators and stuff. I mean, I'll do them, but I feel awful afterwards. And even that like the Galactica VR, it just wasn't very good. I didn't see the point in putting VR on a ride that already was quite sort of physically, like, it flipped you around a lot. I didn't see the point in putting a mask on to make you feel like that's happening as well. I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Yeah, I did it a few times, and to be fair, half the time it kind of wasn't adjusting. It was like I looked that way and it went that way, and then and the sound wasn't working as well.
Yeah. I found it was quite hard to get it in focus originally as well.
Yeah, because I had a little button.
Yeah,
I think that had a button here
on top, didn't it? Yeah.
It wasn't the greatest. But I could see what they were doing. They were thinking outside the box. That's made this incredible.
Yeah, it was good that they tried it. Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, it just didn't work. Dispatch times were,
oh my
just
gosh,
terrible, absolutely terrible.
Throughputs on this thing was horrendous. I mean, you were there going, come on, no wonder it always had a 2-hour queue.
Yeah.
And there's probably about 600 people in the queue line. You know what I mean? It was crazy, mate, to be fair. So we've gone through the actual box itself, and now we're heading upstairs. Well, it splits into two.
Yeah.
You obviously, because it's a dual station. You can either go up, I think it was platform or station 1 or whatever it is, when you have to go up the stairs over the bridge, and then obviously station 2 is
and then you got the
on the right-hand side. Do you think, like, it was quite impressive, the station, when they did it up as Galactica?
I think, I think the station it's a good station as far as rides go. I think that they put all that money into like the pre-show that was on the screen of the woman talking about it and everything. I think a lot of effort went into that, and it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, I must admit, I was quite impressed with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like what they did with the whole. But the only downfall about the whole, it was like they pour that money in the station and in the restaurant and in the shop and stuff. Let's make it all spacey. But then when it came to the ride, now I can see why they didn't put effects in the ride area, because you had a VR.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see it regardless. Do you know what I mean? Which makes sense. Now they took the VR off, which I think they did in 2019. I think they got rid of it completely in 2000. Yeah, last year they got rid of it completely.
Because it was the back.
Because I think was it 2018?
It was the back 3 rows, I think, for 2018.
Yeah, 2018. Yeah. So it kind of, I don't know. Do you think now they should put money now in the ride area to make it all space looking?
I think it's run its course, to be honest. I think if they're gonna get rid of something to replace it for a new one, I think Galactica is a contender to go.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though. I just feel
I like the ride. It is a good ride, and I'll go on it every now and then. But I just think I think it's had its day. They've tried something to sort of freshen it up, and it hasn't worked. And they could do something more with the space. So.
Absolutely. What do you reckon to the trains, though, mate? Because I thought the trains looked all right.
I think it's a good design. It's a nice sort of paint scheme on them. They look nice and futuristic, don't they? They're sort of. And again, it was something completely different. Like I'd certainly never been on anything like that at all. So just the sensation of laying down and being on a roller coaster was really good. Initially.
It was really good, to be fair. When I first went on, I remember the first experience, and I was like, My gosh, that was incredible.
Yeah,
But speaking actually being on the ride itself, do you want to like kind of explain like how it starts off, where you're in the station, and then obviously you're going through the tunnel or the chain lift?
So you're in the station. You're obviously sat as if you're in a normal seat. You get all strapped in, and then it sort of flicks you up so that you're facing down. I enjoy that sound when it locks in. That's a good solid clunk that is. And then you sort of go through the tunnel, which they really should have done something with that. Like it just looks like
Shit.
I don't know, like a train tunnel that's just been abandoned. There's always like water running down it, and it just it doesn't look great. And then you got the lift hill, which goes up. I'm not sure how high it is. Do you know how high it is?
It's 66 feet, I think it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then it just banks round to the right, and then that first initial drop, I think that's probably the best part of the ride.
It's amazing.
So especially now they've actually got the Galactica ring on there. Especially when they've got all the mist effect going. It's really it really adds to it. That does.
Especially when they got the sound effects as well, because obviously they got because they had the steam, didn't they, as it was coming?
Yeah.
It's like, and then
steam.
I
think at night it's a lot better ride as well. Yeah. When they've got all the lights on and stuff. So.
And then obviously the incredible element where it goes on your back.
Yeah. Is that classed as a corkscrew, or is that not, or is it just?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so, but I know that it pulls up to 3.5 Gs on that bad boy, mate. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really intense.
Yeah.
To be fair. But obviously, my best bit I'd say is, when you actually are on your back, and then you're whipping around, and then all of a sudden you come back on your front again, and you go under the tunnel.
Yeah.
I love that bit, like how close you get.
It's a nice sort of swoop, isn't it?
Oh, it is. And then obviously you go round the plaza, and then you do your first. Do you know what it is? Because it's got two inverts.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, that would make that an invert.
Yeah,
so it is a corkscrew.
It's just a really long, dragged out one.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. But obviously, you got your you got your second invert, and then obviously just near it's not nowhere near the station, to be fair, but you're kind of crossing over to where the plaza is.
Yeah.
And then you go heading towards the car park.
Yes, and you can you just sort of like facing outwards towards the car park and flying around.
It's very funny, to be fair, because you think, wow, this looks shocking. There's a few boulders here, there, and everywhere, but you do get really low to the ground. Really low.
It's a nice sort of close interaction ride, absolutely. Yeah, but it would have been so much better if they'd added a bit more theme into it. Like it really would have. Yeah.
It definitely needs it, mate, to be fair. Even if that, near the car park, even if they put a big giant tent over it.
Yeah.
And then they put like like planets. Do you know what I mean? Or stars or something. That's like an indoor area. Although you're not in it for long.
Or something, just to block off the car park, so it looks like you're running along a wall or something. Just.
Yeah, it just looks terrible, to be fair. And then obviously you're heading towards the brake run, which I think I have said in my podcast before, where all you see is spit and I don't know, vomit or whatever it is, man. And sometimes you can be on that brake run for ages.
Yeah, it's
not the greatest.
If it's like in the summer and the wasps are about, it's not a good place to. It's not a good place to be because you can't move.
I know what you mean, though, mate. And then obviously you headed back into the station where you lower yourself back down again, and then you head towards now the empty shop.
Yeah,
what is that about?
That's just a complete waste of space. I don't. Yeah, because they sort of made it the smaller shop and it had bits in it. And then they just got rid of everything, and it's like, I suppose it's similar to a lot of the other shops around the park, like the 13 shop. That's gone. They've just completely closed that up.
Let's be honest, Rob, mate. The 13 shop was a crate.
Yeah, it was.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, but it's like, it's like the only place around that area, like in Dark Forest, where you could like get like a drink and get Merlin discount on it, because like the food places up there, they don't take Merlin discount, so it's like but overall, that's Galactica. Do you know what? I think we should review this bad boy. Absolutely.
To be fair.
Absolutely.
So how we're going to do is we're going to rate it 1 2, or 3. Number 3 is going to be it's absolute dog shit. Don't go nowhere near it. If someone even hands you a fast pass, you'll be like, I ain't having that. Number 2, if it's got a 10 or 15 minute queue time, ride it. Why not? It's a dead day. Why not? I'll ride it for 10 to 15 minutes in the queue line. Not a problem at all. Or number 1, even if it's got a 4-hour queue, you will definitely queue up for this bad boy. It's one of the best coasters ever. So, Rob, I have to ask you, what you rating it?
I think it's a strong 2 from me.
Definitely.
Okay. I think it's not something I'd queue more than sort of 20-25 minutes for. But yeah, if I was sort of, you know, just come off Nemesis in that area, yeah, it's got a 10-minute queue, let's jump on it and get it done.
Absolutely.
How about you?
I would say I would say the same. I'd say a strong 2, not a weak 2, a strong 2.
Yeah.
I just think it's different. It's something not new because there's a lot of coasters, but for the UK anyway, having a flying coaster and stuff, it's definitely worth giving it a go if there is a short queue. I just think because of I think it's only 1 minute and 49 seconds as well. It's not short. A very long time, for duration. Yeah. And like you said, the scenery and stuff, it just lets it down. If they put more effort into it, more time into it, you know, I would definitely say it's probably a weak 1, but at the moment it's definitely a strong 2. But yeah, I think you know, we agree on it. Yeah, I think we both think it's a strong.
Would, to be fair.
Guys, why don't you let us know what you would rate this? Would you rate it number 1, rate number 2, or rate number 3? You know, I'd like to see if anyone says number 1. Actually, they say no, this coaster I want to be, you know, queuing up for 4 hours. You know.
RMC it.
Let me know what you guys think of Galactica. Don't forget you can follow us on our social medias on Instagram and Facebook. And if you are new to this channel, make sure you do subscribe and hit that bell icon every time we upload a new video. You will be notified. Also, we always like to have a discussion on our Discord, so make sure you do check that out at CoasterDan. Rob.
Dan.
So, it's always a pleasure, my man.
As always. Listen.
Happy riding, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.